It's week 2 of the NFL, and it's brought to you by EA Sports.
We're just moments away from the action,
and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They come in off a loss in the season opener, which doubled as the home opener.
And when you lose that way, at home, season opener, it almost feels like 2 losses. So it's a big fight to get yourselves ready to go to play the next week.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a...
Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So here come the Patriots now to take over on offense. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. And the slot man goes in motion left. Up the middle they go. Still takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
From the 33, here's a 2nd down and 6. Back to throw. Holcomb. And this one is going to be off the mark. Too far out in front.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They pick up the first down there with a gain of 11.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Rucker, and he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And they bring their punter out there now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Looking to throw. Messina. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. They'll try the left side. Still. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive.
The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 8 catches, 130 in the yardage department, and a touchdown, 2.
And one of the top receiving games in the league in week 1, and they're expecting those types of games from him each and every time out. And they're going to need that from him if they want to make a move towards a league title.
He finds his man complete. It's Hicks. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down. Back to throw. Holcomb. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll try the left side. Rucker, and a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Looking to throw. Holcomb. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Back to throw now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. Now a handoff up the middle. Rucker, and he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Holcomb. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener. Adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Off the play fake. Holcomb. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Patriots will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. His zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
Another go around now for the Patriot offense. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Stiff-armed him. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. Still. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down. Messina.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Patriots 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off play action. Messina. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Give him 32 on the play. Not really any offense for them to speak of here in this first half. Maybe that's what they needed, that big play.
Yeah, it seems that maybe everything changes right there. They've been a little slow out of the gate. We've seen that. But that one big play, that could spark a big burst right here.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Messina.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Up the middle they go. Still. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Now a give, right side. Still, and running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now a 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. Still, and not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Looking to throw. Messina. And he will find his man on the outside. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're taught to just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over. But he ended up finding another receiver.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And he's going to be out of bounds across the 50. Great return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Now a handoff up the middle. Rucker, and he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
On 4th down, Holcomb. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A big-time sack there on 4th down. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. Oh, offensive nightmare there. You go for it on 4th, and the play doesn't even really get to develop a sack.
And it's so unfortunate, too, because you think you've got something good called, but if your offensive line can't hold up, that's often the result. They find a way back to the quarterback.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7. Off-play action. Messina. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around.
2nd and 5.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Back to throw. Holcomb. That is caught. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They pick up 11 in addition to moving the chains.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Again, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. They'll look to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 45-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Now they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here.
Back to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
2nd and 9 from the 44.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
From the gun on 3rd down, Holcomb. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 4th down. Looking to throw. Holcomb.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
So they convert on 4th, and now from just outside the 30, here's 1st and 10.
Operating from the gun, Holcomb. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Back to throw. Holcomb.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
From the gun on 3rd down, Holcomb.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will tie us at 3-3.
So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score.
As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start with one of the toughest rivalries of this or any other week. Pittsburgh playing host to Cincinnati in the AFC North. And it's the Bengals who are out in front. The Bengals seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. From there, we head on over to Wisconsin to check on the Packers at home at Lambeau Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. J.J. McCarthy has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Not too much to show you scoring-wise in that first half. Just a couple of field goals make up all the scoring. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're close to a breakthrough, and things should open up as we move along.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
Up the middle they go. Rucker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 3rd and 12. Looking to throw. Holcomb. Able to find the open man. That's complete. He's to the 15. And touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And his guys have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
They'll keep it on the ground. Still, they'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28. 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Messina. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll run on first down. Still. And taken down just shy of the 40.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Here's Warner. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Warner to throw.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
The home team's offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this 3rd quarter.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Hicks. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Holcomb. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Now a handoff up the middle. Rucker. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. Rucker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Off the play fake. Holcomb. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress, and I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
From the gun on 3rd down. Holcomb. He's going to take another shot here. And he will take it in for the touchdown. A great play there. With now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now, 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on, and remember what I said, it's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Patriot offense back out, getting set to go. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line.
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. 47 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
They'll look to throw here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Up the middle they go.
Rucker, and he's going to take this down close to the first as he's brought down at the Patriots 39.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll keep it on the ground.
Rucker, and boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Boy, 4th and 2. This crowd was urging them to go for it, certainly. Instead, they settle for the field goal try, and then they come up with nothing.
Brandon, yeah, football coach won't let the crowd dictate how he calls a football game. He stuck to his guns. But after the miss, now there's 70,000 coaches in the stands thinking they were right.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
And they have had problems getting the running game in gear as we look through some of their attempts from earlier. They have just not been able to match the physicality that this defense has shown, and their lack of success on the ground is a direct reflection of that.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They'll try the left side. Still.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. From the gun on 3rd down, Messina, and he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Back to throw. Messina. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. On 1st down. Still. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27.
They'll keep it on the ground. Still looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. From the gun on 3rd down, Messina. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and a 2nd field goal here gets them back within 11 now. It's 17-6.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So now out comes this offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Now a give right side. Rucker. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop?
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him, but even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
Wide open receiver complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Holcomb got his man complete over the middle. It's Hicks. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. 2nd and 1. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 13-yard line. Now a handoff up the middle. Rucker down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Holcomb. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Well, I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up 1st downs. And if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. So that one a long 11-play drive. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Patriots ready to get the football back. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 3rd down and 1. Operating from the gun, Messina. And he will have a Patriots 1st down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Going to throw right side here, complete. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Messina.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This will be caught at about the 5. From the 5, 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Messina. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
Back to throw. Messina. And he's got it. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Messina. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. A great play there. There to make the grab.
And the Patriots are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know.
Doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Now this offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. And they'll indeed take a knee. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. Good bounce back win. They take the knee. Can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
Shows that they handled things really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realized there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the home team here, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for New England, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.